Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. I guess I'm the last person to know about the song We Don't Talk About Bruno. It's a hit from Disney's movie Encanto, and it's by Lin-Manuel Miranda, so we know it's got some pedigree. It's a terrific example of how Latin Montunos have made their way into popular music. And in fact, it uses what I would consider the sort of most popular form of that. Let's take a look at it today. So at its simplest, a montuno is a repeated melodic figure that outlines a chord progression, most frequently a chord progression around the primary chords of any key. Here's a simple example: 1, 4, 5 in the key of C minor. Well, take a look. C minor, F minor, G. It frequently shows up with a little rhythmic or melodic figure. Something like this. You can actually see the bass has done something interesting. C down to the third of the F minor chord, and then on down to the 5. And the top has a little melody. It's a powerful way to express a chord, and it actually can be just sort of repeated and repeated and repeated. This approach to chord progressions is, it's kind of lifts us out of what I would think of as conventional tonic dominant harmony, because it takes no time at all to play the 1, 4, and 5 chords. So what we're actually hearing here is kind of a sense of the key center completely. And what it means is that scale is just accessible to us as a melody. I love what happens in We Don't Talk About Bruno, because Manuel uses a couple of solid tricks. Let's look at a couple of the other chord progressions that show up in the tune. I'm going to mute the drums just for a second so I can play through this slowly. There are 3 or 4 sections to the tune, as well as, it being just a great dance number. There's this lovely moment where one of the characters descends in a kind of a happy way. Well, remember, we're in C minor, and suddenly we get this chord progression: C, B flat, A flat, G. And you probably know that chord progression. We call it the Andalusian cadence. Hit the road, Jack. Well, it's very much still in C. Now, what's the relative major of C minor? It's E flat. Well, you can expect a happy section in the song in anything that is going to appear in a Disney tune, and it does happen to us. Later in the song, we get the axis chords: E flat, B flat major, C minor, A flat, and it cycles around again. It's almost as if Lin-Manuel Miranda knew exactly what he was doing. The tune starts with a great example of using the minor 4 chord over the third. That's A flat 7, probably A flat 7. Or is it A flat 6, or is it F minor? It's all the same notes. Right, A flat 7. A flat 7, G, A flat 7, G. I love Montunos. Well, There are a couple of other examples of this as well. For instance, let's see, Havana, which was a big hit a few years ago, uses exactly that same thing. Looking back even further, the Santana collaboration with, was it Coldplay? Man, I've forgotten who it was. Exact Smooth, right, is the song that I'm thinking of. Exactly the same thing. Somehow the general term Montuno has sort of been pushed aside in at least American pop music to mean kind of just this thing right here. There are lots of other fantastic Montunos, and they all kind of work around the same concept. It's worth looking them up in more detail because a Montuno can be propulsive. It can set up a harmonic language for a solo or just for a dance number. It's really, really exciting and fun. You can find examples of them online, either standard MIDI files or just notation versions. Any chord progression you like can be treated like a Montuno, right? Compressed into a single statement, a rhythmic statement that also has melody. It's an exciting possibility. Well, it's been fun talking about Bruno for a second. I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.